there you go. Okay. My robot friend. All right. So, um, thank you everybody for being here. Erin and I are super excited to have this time with you all. We're excited about the different exercises we've put together, and this is our first time doing this. It was just kind of a wild idea that we had, and we wanted to offer this for free, but also to offer the chance for you to donate to organizations that are doing good work right now. So I'm just gonna put that in the chat. I think a lot of you already had a chance to donate, but I'm gonna put it here with a big caveat to say it is not required in any way. So this is very free, and if you are able to donate a small amount, that's great. And I'm just gonna take whatever is there, probably by like, Tuesday, tomorrow or Wednesday or something, and divide it in half and send to Center for Reproductive Rights and then the Natural Resources Defense Council on all of our behalf. So the other thing that I would love for us to do before we dive in, and we're going to kind of, just so you know, we're going to move back and forth between the yoga and the writing, in the hopes that they're going to kind of flow together and unlock some good stuff for us as writers and humans. But the one thing I want to say before we dive in is just that I really want you to be sure to take breaks and take care of yourself as needed throughout the workshop, so that you can be comfortable. So this is all to say you do not need to keep your camera on if you feel like it's forcing you to have like the smile when you just need to be like breathing, right? Whether that's for the writing or the yoga part. Just, really like drop down into your body, which Erin is gonna kind of help us do. And, think about what you need in this moment. So that might mean running off to grab some water or a snack and coming back. So know that I'm going to record this and I'm going to make it available so that you can always like go back if you miss a part of something. All right. Um, so just really quickly want to introduce myself, pass it to Erin, and then we'll do some quick intros in the chat before we dive in. All right. So I'm Emily Mohn-Slate. I'm a writer and a writing teacher, originally from Pittsburgh, and that is still where my heart is. But I'm in just south of Los Angeles for the next few years, and trying to soak in the sunshine before I come back east. And I write the Be Where You Are newsletter, which is probably how you ended up here. And I'm really, really happy to be here with you today. All right, Erin.
Yeah, hi. Thanks, Emily. My name's Erin. I'm a writer. I write the Long Pause newsletter and a bunch of other stuff. And I also teach yoga here in Pittsburgh. That's where I'm based. I'm at Salt Power Yoga, and I teach 2 classes a week plus pop-ups that are focused on mindfulness, meditation, breath work, yin yoga, things like that. So I am going to pass this off to Violetta.
Am I just introducing myself? Is that what I'm doing? Okay.
You can tell us kind of, where are you in the world?
Okay.
And then tell us something that you're hoping to get from this time, like an intention, or maybe just what brought you here.
Okay. The two of you and my love for the two of you brought me here. I am in Pittsburgh. I know a bunch of you through Mad Women. I'm so happy to see you. And I just I need to be breathing, and Erin keeps trying to talk me into the approachability of yoga. So I have the materials, and I have myself, and so I'm going to attempt to bring them together, as like a situation where it's not just like apparently having a yoga mat and just looking at it and or reading about yoga. That's not the same. You have to integrate the two. So that is my goal and my hope for tonight.
All right, and we can go kind of popcorn style, or I can call on you all. I'm going to call on you, Eloise, because you are in the middle of my screen beaming at us.
Thank you, Emily, and thank you, Erin. I am a student, or was a student of Emily's, and I hope to be again through Mad Women. And we've become very close in many ways and for many reasons. I do yoga, and I started it in 1971. And I was a tour guide taking people from Canada to India to do yoga. Um, that was in 1996, the first time. So yoga's been part of my life like forever. And so uniting the yoga and the writing is perfect. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, Eloise. Bahar.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bahar. Right now, I'm in Pittsburgh, and so I had previous experiences doing like body. So, for example, an acting workshop which was focused on the body, and then writing. So, it's always a good experience for me to get the body involved and then write. So I'm very curious, and also I've done yoga, like basic yoga before, so I'd really like yoga. So it's maybe this would be a chance to get back to it for me as well. Thanks for arranging this.
That's wonderful. Thanks for sharing that, and thanks for being here. Adrienne.
Hi, I'm in Vancouver, and Eloise told me about this group, and I'm a poet and on and off longtime yoga practitioner. So I'm very curious about what's going to happen today. And right now I'm in Oaxaca for the month.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming. And thanks, Eloise, for encouraging Adrienne to come. And I love that you said you're curious, because I think that's maybe the best way to approach, everything. But yeah, especially this. So thanks for that. Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie Masterson. I am in Alexandria, Virginia. Although then everyone's talking about where their heart is, my heart is probably in Chicago, where I lived for a long time, but now I live with my family just outside DC. And I have done yoga on and off, and it's been off for a while. And I'm a writer. I am nonfiction and an editor. And a fiction writer, kind of as my so far non-paid work, and that's gone in fits and starts too. So I'm hoping, yeah, to just maybe get some connection and just see what happens by showing up. Like I signed up last week because Emily, I'm a huge fan of your newsletter. It's very encouraging when I get it in my inbox, and when 6 rolled around, I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm just hungry. Maybe I just don't want to do this. And so I decided I'm going to show up anyway. So I'm just curious to, I guess, see what comes out of the connection of the writing and the yoga.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. And it's really wonderful to put a face and a voice with your name, because I know we've gone back and forth in comments and different things before. And it is so deeply relatable to me, that feeling of, oh God, do I really want to do this right now? I always have that flight feeling in basically anything I sign up for. And then that it's really great when you can say, no, I'm just going to show up. I'm going to do it. Right. And we'll try to make sure that there's no regrets. And
I'm sure there will. It's true. I have that feeling
here
all the time too. So I appreciate hearing that I'm not the only one.
No, anyone else give a head nod? Yeah, it's very hard. I think especially at the end of a day.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, can I really do this at this moment? So, yeah, just know that this is a space where you can be however you need to be. Okay? Yeah. Thanks for being here. Kathleen. Oh, you're muted.
I got a new laptop. Hi, Emily. writing class from so long ago. So yeah, and I just got off a work call, so I'm very much not a I'd probably be turning off my camera, but yeah, love to write, haven't written, loved to do yoga, haven't done yoga, had one hip replacement 4 years ago, need another one soon. So but just grateful for your newsletter, for your writing, follow you, fond memories of writing, and just excited to be in the space. So thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. And I love this idea of like, you know, there's a couple people now, there's a definite thread of like, I haven't, you know, I used to do this thing and I kind of stopped for a while. And I feel like this is something that Erin and I, it was very much in our mind when we were thinking about these prompts. You know, Erin's newsletter, if you haven't checked it out yet, she just did an interview. So if you're subscribed to mine, you saw that. It's probably in your inbox, you know, that you probably, if you're like me, you want to avoid your inbox. But she's got so much good stuff in her interview about how what is it about a pause, right? That is can be a really rich space to learn from, you know, and if we can like be okay with the pause, look even more than that, look at our pauses and reflect on them, that can be a really rich thing. And I love one of the things I love that Erin said in there is she always writes begin again at the top of every journal page. And I've started doing that now after I read that.
Report back.
I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, did
So
we get
we're
everybody?
gonna get
Wait,
started.
Amy, did we get you? Amy.
Amy.
I mean, I'll pass. That would be
No,
No, you can't
You-
pass.
no, you don't get out of it.
We're
Everyone has to do
curious.
it.
I'm Amy. I'm in Emily's class right now, and I just knew that if it were a group of people coming together around something she was doing, that it would be lovely. And so I'm here. And Erin, I'm sure you're lovely too, but I don't know you, so, so, you know, but that's why I'm here, because I think, you know, you always have a good energy, and I'm also interested to see how you're going to pull this off teaching wise, the two of these, kind of interest of mine. So I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. Thanks for being here, Amy. And Erin is lovely, which you will see very soon. And we have no idea how we're going to pull this off teaching wise. We were both like, we're just going to do it. So yeah, this is going to be one of those, like, we're always making it up, right? As we go. I don't know.
Totally.
I know I am. Okay. I'm going to pass the mic to Erin.
All right, cool. Let's get started. So I just want to like throw out some caveats echoing what Emily was saying about how, you know, you're in charge of your body. Maybe you're returning to a practice. Maybe some of these things that we're going to do, we're going to start with some breath work. Maybe you've never done them. Just paying attention to yourself. If you need a break, totally fine. If you need to modify, if you need to, like, I don't know, get up and go do something else, all of that is fair game, because this is for you. So you're really in charge of like your experience on the mat, and everything I say is basically just a suggestion. So we're actually going to start with some breath work. So find a comfortable seat. I like to sit up on a block because that feels better for my hips. So it's really up to you if you want to sit up on something. And we're going to do two of the pieces of a breathwork practice called Nadi Shodhana. They come together in something a little bit more complicated, but we're just going to do the two pieces of them, because what we're looking at throughout our physical practices is sort of balancing, right? Like strength and stability, flexibility and strength, being able to hold two opposing forces. And we do this in our body in order to bring that energy into our writing. The body is the doorway into the mind, into the spirit, into the practice of writing. So we're going to start with physical practice. We're going to start with some breath work. So I want you to take your hand, pointer and middle finger either come to your palm or come to the middle of your forehead, third eye. And then pinky and ring finger come to your left nostril, not at the very end of your nose, kind of in the middle. And thumb comes to the right nostril. So we're going to block off the left nostril and breathe in through the right, inhaling. And then block the right and exhale through the left. So I'm going to talk you through this, and we're just going to do it for like a minute. So ring and pinky finger to the left nostril, thumb to the right side, block the left nostril, inhale through the right, close the right, and exhale through the left. Block the left, inhale, close the right, exhale. Taking air in through the right nostril, exhale through the left. Now see if you can do this in your own time with your own breath. It takes some concentration. You may mess it up a few times, that's fine. Just coming back to left nostril closed, inhale through the right, right nostril closed, exhale through the left. So we're taking in air through the right side of our body, which is associated with energy and heat. It's considered the sun channel of the body. This is the go out and do stuff channel of energy that runs through your body. So just keeping this rhythm with your own breath and bringing that concentration. Closing the left nostril, inhaling right, closing the right, exhaling left. Couple more rounds here. And as you're ready, just release your hand. Maybe they come down onto your thighs. And just take a big, slow inhale through both nostrils. Big inhale. And close your eyes on the exhale and just kind of bring your attention into your body and see if you can feel maybe that extra energy. This is incredibly subtle. So if you're not feeling anything, you're still coming down off of work, there's nothing wrong with you. All right. So now we're going to come around and do the opposite side. Same hand position. Pointer and middle finger to the palm or to the forehead. And we are closing off the right nostril, inhaling through the left, close the left, and exhale through the right. So you've done this a few times. We're just switching up the order. Inhale through the left, exhale through the right. And take a minute to just do this with your own time. We're working with a different energy center in the body. This is the quiet, calm, cooling energy. It's also associated with creativity, the feminine side. of the yin and yang energy that balances throughout the body. So this is the moon side. We did the sun, heat, energy, light. And this is cool, fertile, dark. Couple more rounds here. Inhaling through the left, exhaling through the right. One more time. Inhale, exhale, and release. Big breath in both sides of your nose and exhale. Just check in with your body and see how you're feeling. This is a great way to begin before meditation, or just as a way to drop into the body and bring some awareness to whatever energy you're carrying and the different aspects of it. So we're going to shift into some writing to get us ready to go here. This is the sort of the first part of the writing practice, and we'll get into a deeper part after some movement. So I'm going to pass this off to Emily.
That was really cool, Erin. I've never done that kind of breath work. Has anyone done that before? Yeah, Eloise, I could tell. I was like on the floor over there, but I was looking at you. I'm like, she knows what she's doing. She's not a novice. All right. I also appreciated what you said, Erin, about if you said like if you're not noticing anything because it's subtle, there's nothing wrong with you. I feel like I need someone to tell me that, at least once a day. There's nothing wrong with you. Like this, it's okay. You're okay. So anyway, I appreciate that. All right. So we are going to start with, we have 3 different writing sections. And like Erin said, this is just the first and very much a kind of intro just to get us going. All right. So take a minute and, find whatever you're going to write with. You might have your notebook, something to write with. You might be typing digitally. However it works for you is fine. All right. And what I'm going to do is just put this in the chat. We are going to start with listing. Okay. My favorite way to start writing, especially when I'm trying to kind of unlock things that are inside. I think sometimes when we start with trying to write sentences, it's like we don't tap into the deeper stuff. It's harder to tap into memory, and that core kind of body stuff, which is I think the good stuff. So we're going to start just by listing images, feelings, fears, etc., that you might benefit from writing around and making into some art today as we get into the kind of second and third part of this exercise. Okay, so all we're going to do right now, I'm going to set a timer for us. And there's 2 parts. So it'll be 2 minutes, and then we'll do something else for 3 minutes, and then that's it. Okay, and so I just want you to like lower any expectations that you have for brilliance right now. You're really just like getting the muscles going in your head. All right. So for 2 minutes, what I want you to do is just make a list of as many objects as you can that are important to you. Okay. And it might be that you like look around your room, like I'm going to do, depending on what space you're in your house. There might be a few things there that you notice. They can be super ordinary. They do not need to be like cool sounding or poetic sounding. You just want to list objects, things that are important to you, and kind of Natalie Goldberg style, you want to keep your hand moving the whole time. Okay. Don't start to think too much, because that can get in the way. So I'm going to set a timer now, and it's just going to be 2 minutes. And I really recommend that you don't try to do any kind of sentences. Don't worry about spelling. Okay. And if it works better for you to do voice notes, just throwing that out as another option. You could talk into your phone. All right, 2 minutes. Okay, got about 10 seconds left. Start trying to find a pause point, get out whatever's in your head. Okay. And I'm going to say this throughout the workshop, but if you're in the flow, ignore me and keep going. All right. And if you're at a pause point like me, we're going to do the next part. All right. And remember that it's all kind of building. So we're asking you to trust that we're not just throwing random things at you. All right. So the next piece is going to be for 3 minutes. I put it in the chat if you're someone who needs to see it too. Next to that list, you have a list somewhere. If you have space on that page or maybe the page next to it in your notebook, I want you to list any memories, feelings, or fears that you might associate with these objects. And again, because of time, you're only going to have 3 minutes. Just don't worry about language and sentences. Just get the name of the feeling, maybe a couple words to help you remember, right? They're kind of like notes to yourself. So we're going to come back to these and work with them more. Ooh, all right, so 3 minutes. One more minute, keep going. Try to keep your hand moving. Okay, and that's 3 minutes. Take another 30 seconds and get out whatever's in your head. And if you're really in the flow, just ignore me and keep going. You want to take another few minutes. I feel like the people I can see look like you're in it, so keep going. Take another couple minutes, everybody, and then we'll come back for more yoga, okay? Take another 30 seconds. Try to work towards a pause point. But again, if you got something good, keep going. You can always jump back in after. Okay. Let's come back together. And we're going to do some more yoga. Does that sound good? Okay.
Works for me.
All right, Erin.
Okay, so once again, just reminding you, take any modifications you need. All of your yoga could look like laying on the floor. That's totally fine. So this will take maybe 10, 12 minutes, somewhere in there. And what we're going to do is warm up the spine, invite a little bit of strength with some lunges, and do some twisting to sort of move our spine in every direction that is available to us. And if it's not available to you, that is okay. So we're going to get started on our mats in a tabletop position. And once you're here, big exhale. And then come into cow pose. Drop your belly open across the sits bones, broad across the collarbone, looking up. And then round the spine, look toward your toes. Maybe come up onto your fingertips, cat pose. Now rolling through to cow, big inhale. Cat exhale, get empty. Couple more like this in your own time with your own breath. Inhaling to cow, exhaling to cat. One more cow. Now here, tuck your toes and you're going to squeeze your belly as you press through your palms to lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet here. Just noticing where you feel a little bit tight. Remember, you're at home. There is no steamer. You're probably not going to be quite as flexible or as warm, and that is totally fine. Rise high to your toes. Bend your knees and look to your thumbs. Now step there. Halfway lift. Make an L shape with your body. This is your inhale. Fold. Head is heavy. One more like that. Halfway lift. Fold down. Now reach high to the ceiling, stand all the way up. And bring your hands through your heart, come all the way down into a fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, high push up. Stay here or go low push up. Elbows are tight to the ribs. Press through the top of the feet, open into upward facing dog if you moved. Now everyone lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog is where we meet. High to toes. Bend your knees, look to your thumbs. Step. Halfway lift, breath in. Fold, head heavy. One more, halfway lift, inhaling. Fold. Reach high to the ceiling. We're warming up the spine. Hands come through heart, fold all the way down. Halfway lift. Step back, high push up. Stay here in high push up, squeeze the belly, or low push up. If you moved, pressing through the tops of the feet, open across the collarbones, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog is where we meet. High to toes. Bend your knees. Step to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold down, head heavy. Reach high to the ceiling. Listen, this is where we get some strength. Sit into a chair pose, like you're sitting your bum on the edge of a seat. If lifting your arms here is too much, I want you to bring them to prayer at your chest. Inhaling. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Maybe lift your toes and wiggle them. The weight is in your heels. Breath in, fold, head heavy. Halfway lift. Step back, choose your own adventure, high or low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Listen. Right leg stretches back. Maybe bend and peel your leg open. Feel that stretch across the front of the hip. Now bring this knee through and come to a low lunge. Look forward, chest forward, big breath in. Exhale to sink a little bit, knee is over ankle. Inhale. Right arm reaches, opening the chest to the side wall, getting ready for some twists here. Exhale, sink. Big breath in. Hands come down to the mat. Drop the back knee down. Lift the chest and bring your hands to the top of the right thigh. Inhale here. Exhale, sink into it. Stay here or lift the arms. Drop the shoulder blades down the back. Lifting through the crown of the head, inhale. Exhale, sink. Inhale, look up, reach back. Hands come down to frame the foot. Come up on the back foot. Step back, high or low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left leg goes back. Bend and peel it open. Feel that stretch. Step through low lunge. Look forward, chest forward. Check your alignment, knee over ankle. Sink in. Left arm reaches high, opening the chest to the side wall. Exhale, sink. Inhale, reach. Hands come down to frame the foot. Look forward, chest forward. Back knee comes down to the mat. Inhale, lift your chest. Bring your hands to the top of the left thigh. Exhale, sinking into this nice stretch. Stay here or lift the arms up and overhead. Melt the shoulder blades down the spine. Inhale, lift through the crown of the head, get tall. Exhale, sink. Big breath, look up, reach back. Hands come down to frame the foot. Lift the back knee. Step back, high or low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Come high to toes. Bend your knees, look to your thumbs. Step there. Half lift, breath in. Fold, head heavy. Reach high to the ceiling. Sit into chair, hands come to your heart. I'm going to turn to the camera this way in case you're watching. So inhaling. Now exhale, twist your torso toward the right. Big breath in. If it's accessible to you, you can take the left elbow on top of the right thigh. Inhale. Exhale, sink. Breath in. Press your hands together to lift your chest. Twist a little deeper. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Fold down. Reach high to the ceiling. Sit into chair, hands come to heart. Breath in. Twist toward the left. Inhale together. Bring elbow to thigh. Breath in. Sink into it. Another inhale. Press those hands together, twist a little deeper. Big breath. Fold. Halfway lift. Step back, high or low push-up. Upward facing dog, open across the chest. Downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Notice, have you warmed up a little bit? Are you a little looser? High to toes. Bend your knees, get empty. Now come down to a tabletop position. If you have a block, you can put that between your thighs here and sit back on it. Some people are comfortable sitting back without a block. That's not me. So we're gonna finish this sequence coming down a little bit so we can return to some writing. We're gonna do a twist here. So right hand comes down to the mat next to your hip. Left arm reaches high. Big breath in. Exhale, twist toward the right. Inhale here. Exhale, twist. Each time you take a breath, imagine yourself getting a little bit taller. And then exhaling to twist just a little bit deeper. We're twisting from the core. Try not to use your back hand as a lever to twist you. Use your flexibility versus your muscle here. Big inhale. Exhale, twist. Coming back to center. Big breath in, open your mouth, sigh it out. Now left arm comes to the mat right behind your left hip. Inhale the right arm up to the ceiling and exhale, twist open. You can always bring that right hand down to the outer edge of your left thigh if that helps. Sometimes lifting the arm is a little bit too much, you lose the breath. Breath in to get tall. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Maybe look over your left shoulder toward the back of the room. Inhale here. Exhale, twist. One more big breath, get tall. Exhale, twist a little deeper and come back through center. Close your eyes for just a moment. Take a big breath in. And now open your mouth and sigh it out. Couple more breaths just here to recenter and to notice how your body feels. Is it warmer? Is it looser? What are you noticing about your energy, that balance of drive energy and creative energy that we tapped into with breath work? And as you're ready, coming back to set up for some writing. So for the next thing we're going to do, we're going to use the list that we started with. We don't have to start from nothing. You already started this. So whatever you're using, I'm assuming it's a notebook, but if you like pages, I want you to open it up in such a way that you have 2 pages, one right next to the other. And this is a longhand. So if you were typing before to create your list, gather your materials and get ready to do some physical writing, pen to paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to start right-hand side of the paper. I want you to draw a big X through it. And this is deliberate. We're messing up the paper so that we have permission to write anything. So check in with your list and find one of your list items. We're going to use that as our primary image. And I want you to write it at the top of your paper. Choose one that feels like it's got some heat to it. We're going to write that at the top of the X page. And then over on the left side, I want you to put a dot right in the very middle of that page. And we're going to work on a spiral. I want you to draw a spiral starting with that dot and make the lines of the spiral as close as you can get them to each other without touching. And I want you to keep working on this spiral. And I'm going to walk you through kind of a meditation, a centering.
Erin, I just wanted to check in, is everybody in the right place, or does anyone need another 30 seconds? Looks like Eloise can see that you're in that spot. I know it takes me a while to find things. Do we want another minute? Give me a sign or something, or, give me a thumbs up if you're good, or some sort of a sign if you just need another minute. Good? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, good. So return to your spiral. And as you're working on your spiral, give a lot of awareness to the top of your head, your eyebrows, your temples, the back of your neck, the back of your skull, your jaw, your lips, your throat, your shoulders, shoulder blades, your sternum, ribs, all the way down your spine to the base of your spine, your belly, your hips, thighs, knees, your shins, your calves, ankles, the soles of your feet, back up to your shoulders. Really relax your shoulders. Really relax all the way down to your fingertips, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your hands. Really relax your hands while you work on your spiral. You're sitting here with us, but you're also out walking in a field at dawn. You are yourself the animal we hunt when you come with us on the hunt. You're in your body like a plant is solid in the ground, yet you're wind. You are the diver's clothes lying empty on the beach. You're the fish. In the ocean, there are many bright strands and many dark strands, like veins that are seen when a wing is lifted up. Your hidden self is like blood in those veins that are like lute strings that play ocean music, not the sad edge of surf, but the sound of no shore. Okay, so picture this image that you're working with, and you're going to write your answers down to my prompts on your X page, anywhere on the X page. You already messed it up. It doesn't matter. Where are you in this image? Where is this image taking place? About what time of day or night is this image happening in? What makes you be able to say that? What are your clues? What season does it seem to be? What lets you know what season it is? Where is the light coming from in this image? Where's the source? Is it the windows, the sun, a lamp? What kind of light is it? How would you describe this kind of light? What are you doing in this image right now? What's the temperature like? What does the air smell like in this image? What are some of the things that you can smell? Is there anyone else in this image with you? If so, who? Why are you there? What are some of the sounds that you can hear in this image? What are some of the objects that you can see in this image when you look around? What's around you? What's directly in front of you? If you look to your left, what's in that direction? What's to your right? What's behind you? What are you standing on? What's below your feet? And what is above your head? All right, when you're ready, turn to a clean sheet of paper and you will have about 7 minutes to write about this image. So the only rule is that you have to keep your hand moving. The goal is continuous writing. If you run out of things to say, write the alphabet until it comes back to you and you will be able to pick it up. It might seem like you're going to write the alphabet forever. You won't. Okay. 7 minutes starting now. About another minute. Finishing up the sentence or the phrase that you're working on. And coming back together. So that exercise comes from one of my favorite writing teachers. Her name is Linda Berry. She's a pretty famous comics creator, and she works at the Wisconsin Institute for Discovery at UW-Madison. And the interesting thing about this practice is that we have this meditative chunk in the beginning. And what it does is actually deliberately subverts Broca's area in the brain, which is your internal editor. So you give it something to do, you give it a spiral to work on. And while it's occupied, the rest of your brain is allowed to get all the weird out. So this is a really fun exercise to do repeatedly on top of each other. You know, you can just keep doing it with more and more images. And I usually recommend closing your notebook and letting it sit for at least 24 hours and then circling back on it. So you can or not, but sometimes if you give it some space to breathe, you come back and it's even more exciting to see it, because very often you will not remember chunks of it or the whole thing, which is a really fun kind of brain experiment.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Erin. How did that go for everybody? Give us like a symbol of some sort. Was it good? Was it like, I don't know. Yeah, did you get something? Okay, Violetta has a heart. I've found with this exercise that when I've done it and I've come back to it, that's when it really, it's almost like a composting process with this one. So you might be looking at your page like, what? What am I going to do with this? If you didn't have like a breakthrough moment yet, it could come later. And so we just have a little more time together. We're going to do a little more yoga and then one more writing piece to kind of cap off that exercise, and then a little sharing before we head out. And we will not make you share. Just like the last few minutes, if you want to share something in the chat about process or something that you wrote, even just a line, we would love to see it, but we will not make you share, just so you know. I always like get anxious as soon as someone mentions that. So that's why I said it that way. All right, Erin, we'll do a little more yoga.
Okay, so we're just going to do a quick kind of wind down and reintegrate. And we're going to do some hip openers. So if you know that those are not for you, you can take any kind of modification. I would throw out doing like a reclined figure 4 as a good way to get some of that stretch without putting the weight of your body on your hips if you know that that's an area that's really tight for you. We're going to incorporate some breathing here, because this is one of those sets of poses where part of the point is the intensity, both physically and emotionally. Like part of it is the release. So if you get into one of these poses and you're not feeling pain, like we're distinguishing pain from discomfort here. Discomfort you can breathe through and it's okay. Pain is like, I touched a hot stove. That is not going to work. So just being aware of that space and being aware that some people love hip openers. They can lay in half pigeon all day. Some people cannot. And that you will probably feel a certain level of intensity. That's part of the point, and we're going to breathe through it. So we're going to come to our mats and start in that tabletop position. We're going to roll through some cat-cows, and then I'm going to take you into either half pigeon or lizard. You get to choose your own adventure, and I'll show you how to set those up.
And as
Alright.
you're doing that, I just want to ask, because I know I probably won't be able to do it with my hip. What is the reclined figure for? What is that?
Yeah, so you're going to lay on your back, right? Right ankle on left knee. And you're going to thread your arms underneath your left thigh and pull toward you. So you're pulling that right ankle toward you as far as is comfortable for you. So give it a try.
Eloise is demonstrating there. I love that. Thanks, Eloise. All right, cool. Thank you.
All right, so let's begin in tabletop. Big exhale here. Coming into cow, letting the belly drop, opening across the sits bones and the collarbones, looking up. Rolling into cat for the exhale, maybe coming up on fingertips. Cow pose. Cat. Cow, tuck the toes. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. If you're here and you know you want reclined, come high to toes, bend knees, jump all the way through and put your bum on the mat and lay back. If you want to try some of these other poses, let's stay in down dog. Right leg lifts back, bend and peel it open. And you can step through for a low lunge here, just like we did before. We're setting up here for lizard. So once you're in the low lunge, you can come back down onto the back knee. And we're bringing both hands inside the right foot. You can stay here if this feels good. Or you can come down onto a block with your elbows or all the way down onto the floor. So you're going to feel this stretch across the front of the left hip and in the inner thigh and outer hip on the right. And we're just going to stay here and breathe for like 6 breaths. And if you're feeling a lot of intensity here, what I want you to do is deliberately take a big breath in and make the exhale longer than the inhale. So in for 3, exhale for 4. On your next inhale, coming up to long arms if you were down, pressing that right foot into the mat, lifting up onto the ball of the left foot, stepping back, high push up, lifting into down dog. Left leg goes back, step to a low lunge. Back knee comes down, left hand inside the left foot. And gauge what you can do on this side. It doesn't have to be the same. Maybe long arms feels good here and you can feel the stretch. Maybe you come down onto a block or onto your elbows. If you get into it and you're actually feeling really good and you would like some extra, you can roll onto the outer edge of that left foot and let the knee drop open. You're really going to feel this on the outer side of that left hip. We're just going to breathe 6 breaths here. Next, inhale, pressing up to long arms. Look forward, chest forward, lift that back knee. Step back, high push up. Downward facing dog. One more round of hip openers. If lizard was enough for you, you can come down onto knees and roll through and take reclined pigeon, reclined figure 4. If you're ready for another, right leg goes back, bend and peel it open. Now swing that leg through and bring the shin behind your wrist. Inching that left foot back so that you can sit down into this half split kind of setup. So inhale, lifting the chest, opening across the collarbones, and exhale, draping the torso over that front knee. You can come down onto stacked hands or a block. You can bring your head all the way to the floor, and we're just going to breathe here. Remember, the longer the exhales, the more you are telling your nervous system that, yes, this is not the most comfortable pose, but you are safe. So using the breath to guide the body into a place of safety so that you can achieve calm, so that you can release both physically and emotionally in a tough pose. As you're ready, pressing up to long arms, pressing onto the ball of the back foot and stepping back to high push-up. Lifting into downward facing dog. Left leg goes back. Bend and peel open. Swing the leg through and set the shin down behind your wrist. Sitting into the split and finding your version on this side. It doesn't need to look exactly like the other side. Breath in, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, drape over this front knee. And come back to the breathing. Inhaling for 3. Exhaling for 4. On your next inhale, pressing up and then swinging the back knee forward into double leg extension. if you stayed on your back, make your way up and meet us here. Legs are active in front of you, reaching up through the crown of the head and then folding over the legs as far as is comfortable for you. Wherever your hands hit is where they belong. Big breath in, get tall through the spine. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Coming into fish pose, you can have a block right between your shoulder blades and drape your upper body over them. Or you can be up on your elbows and just open across the chest. Let the head fall back, opening the throat, breathing in and out through the mouth. Big breath in. Exhale, open your mouth. One more like that. Big breath. Exhale it out. Coming down to the mat. Pulling your knees into your chest. And then dropping both knees over to the right side. Your right hand can come on top of your left thigh. Both shoulder blades are on the mat, looking over your left hand toward the left. Just one nice breath here. Big inhale and exhale to sink into the twist. Coming back through center and dropping your knees to the left side, looking over the right hand. Big breath in, exhale it out. Back through center, grab onto your knees, pull them in for a hug, and then roll yourself to a seat. And coming back for our last round of writing.
That was great. Thank you, Erin.
Welcome.
This is not a time of day when I normally move my body or breathe. So I mean, on a very basic level, it feels good just to do that. I have, I know Kathleen, you said like you have a bad hip or two bad hips. I have like two bad knees. I need surgery on one at some point, and I'm kind of just avoiding it because when is it convenient to do that? And yeah, so I appreciated the modifications and yeah, kind of rolled with that. Okay, so I am very aware of time. We have 3 minutes left. So if you need to head out exactly, I think we can go a few minutes over. I can certainly go till like 5 after, before I need to get to head out. But if you need to go right at 5, at the hour, whatever time zone you're in, there's some of us West Coast, some East Coast, feel free to do that. Okay. The last thing that I was hoping we could do was just a few minute exercise, so very short, kind of looking back at what we've written so far with the previous 2 exercises and doing kind of like what Erin had us do with the yoga, a kind of integration, kind of opening up, a kind of a final opening, I guess is how I would think about it. And this is something I would encourage you to like continue maybe when you sit down tomorrow morning, if you're who's like a morning writer like me, set this aside, make a note to look back at it when you have a little more time as well. But what I would love for you to do is just take out, anything that you've written. There's my spiral and my kind of list. If you want to look back at that stage, or you want to take out that final stage where you wrote for 7 minutes from that image that was calling out to you from your image list. And what I want you to do is just take, we're going to take like 2 or 3 minutes. Let me find the language here. And hang on 1 second, sorry. Okay, here we go. This is really kind of a kind of looking back and reflecting in another kind of iteration, right? Writing and yoga are both very iterative. And often it helps to not just keep like plowing forward, but to just take a quick second and look back again, right? And so that you can kind of gather up the energy from, whatever was kind of had some heat from that previous exercise. So what I want you to do is just take a couple minutes. I'll set another timer for us. Look back at what you've written so far and just circle or star or like whatever method works for you in your brain, whatever has the most heat or power for you. So you probably have a lot of sensory words and details. You probably have an image or two that feel loaded. Look for an image that feels like there's something more underneath it or behind it, is like how I think of it, right? Like a 3D image, something where you're like, there's feeling there, there's emotion there in some way. And try to just add some more language next to it, right? Maybe that's a sensory detail or two. Maybe it's just some words that come up connected to it. All right. And we're just going to do that for like 3 minutes and then we'll come back together. It's 3 minutes. Take another 30 seconds. Try to find a pause point, and if you're in the flow, keep going. Okay, and then when you hit a good point, I would love it if you would put something in the chat. So that might be a reflection on process. Was there a something that we did tonight that connected with you, that resonated in some way, or that surprised you? Do you want to just put a phrase or a line or a few lines in the chat? I would love to just hear something that you want to share from the time. Love that, Eloise. Is that a line that you wrote? Beautiful. It's a beautiful line. So rich. Amy, that's wonderful. It sounds difficult and challenging, but I'm really glad that it was helpful. Yeah, being able to name that. Kathleen, I love that. Oh, yeah, I wish. Oh, I just love that line. Warmth we create when we are waiting in the dark. Keep going with that. It's so good. We need that right now. I feel that. The metaphorical dark. Oh, cool. Violetta, that's so cool. I wonder if the water came from that spiral and that process that Aaron described with the Lindaberry. Oh, cool. Katie, I'm so glad that that was interesting and surprising. Yeah, you got access to something really good there. Ooh, maybe imagination is always part past lives. That's beautiful, Violetta. That's gonna be a Violetta poem. Oh yeah. Here, I'm gonna flash your book because I happen to have it here for everybody. Violetta's book just came out, her debut collection. It's gorgeous from a really great press, June Road Press. Anyway, yeah. Violetta, put the link in the chat. I can't do it. I'm not quick enough. Yay. Thank you all so much. I'm gonna share this recording with you all. I'll send you an email with it, and I'll also do like a post recap and stuff if you're subscribed to the newsletter. Thank you so much for being here. I want to do this again, so I'll just throw out there like let me know, and I'll share with Aaron if you have any, it can even be phrases because I know you're all busy, lives are full. Like, what was really great? What do you want to see more of? What would you want to see less of? Like any kind of feedback, as a workshop participant. And then if there's any other kinds of workshops you're interested in, I'm really hoping to do these monthly or at least every other month. And to kind of make them around different themes and to be able to donate to other organizations. So any feedback that you have around that or just ideas about, themes and content of particular workshops. Would you want ones that are, focused just around writing? Do you want more yoga? That was really cool for me because I am not a yoga practicer at all. And I feel like that was a really wonderful gift from the universe and from you, Aaron, that I'm like, maybe I need to do yoga a little bit, you know, work it in. Yeah. I wanna let you all head out, but if anybody wants to, share anything briefly before you head out, I would love to hear it about anything else. Like how was that how was it just doing the yoga and the writing together? Was that good? Yeah, interesting. Kind of being embodied, moving back and forth. Thanks, Bahar. Thank you, Kathleen. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, good. You like the marrying of the yoga and the writing. Yeah, Katie, I appreciate what you said there, that you feel like it made you less self-conscious. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like there's so much, even like Erin, when you had us do the I loved your language about like the X on the page, like you already messed it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so
It's like
freeing.
it's a series of permissions. It's like a series of doorways. Use your body to access stuff that maybe normally you wouldn't, and the exercise series turns off the part of your brain that is constantly censoring stuff.
Yeah.
And you permission to just, oh, it's already a mess, fine.
Yeah. Do you, as a yoga practitioner and teacher, do you regularly do this kind of thing when you're writing, since you're also a writer?
I move a lot when I write. Like I have to pee all the time. So like there's that, but like that like necessary break where I'm like, okay, I have to go to the bathroom again. Like I come back and I do some twists, right? Just to like resettle. Or I come back and, I like to do squats when I'm like thinking about stuff. Because there's something about like the fiery energy that can help me process. I'll take a lot of walks. So yeah. I think since becoming a yoga instructor, I've found like more ways to do that, especially since like you don't have to move to do a breath work and have some of the similar changes in energy happen in your body. So
Yeah,
for sure.
that's really cool. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I have like lots of ideas firing in my head right now that I want to think about. So we definitely need to do this again. I think I write like I'm in a hostage situation. Violetta. That's hilarious. Write that down.
Yeah.
Because you got to write about that. Okay. Let's head out at this point, but I will keep you all posted about future workshops, and please take good care. And keep going with those pieces that you started. I would love to read anything that you get from it. I'm sure Erin would as well. So please send.
Yeah, definitely circle back on that stuff or try to do it again.
Yeah.
It ends up being a floodgate. Like you'll hear that Rumi poem someday out of context and like be searching for a piece of paper.
So that poem was incredible. It's a spell, such a spell. All right. Take care, everybody. Thank you
Bye.
again. It was so good to see you.
It's good to see you.
All right.
Thank you.
See you soon. Yeah. Gotta save this chat. I always forget to save the chat. Okay, here we
Oh,
go.
yeah. There's good stuff in there. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. I will see you again. We'll touch base and figure out what comes next.
Yes, absolutely. All
Bye.
right. All right,
Thank you
Erin,
so much.
this was awesome. Thank you, Katie. Thanks for
Good
coming.
night.
You too. Cannot find the chat.